All right, Ben Matthews here with you today. Trying something a little new. We're gonna do some comic book reviews today. So I just got back from the store, got some fresh off the presses new comic books, and today we're gonna be doing X Force and New Mutants, both #1 issues for the Dawn of X series. New Mutants, which comes first in order, so I'll be reading that, and then X Force. So I'm going to read these, and I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. New Mutants #1 was the issue I just read, and I gotta say I liked it. I'm not as familiar or as attached to these characters as maybe a lot of readers are. This comic book was New Mutants was a little before my time, but they don't really. Hickman doesn't really do a super good job of introducing these characters and explaining who they are. He kind of expects you to know who they are, but that's fine. There's some Gen 13 mutants in here too, like Chamber. I really liked him from back in the 90s. The Starjammers are also in this one. They're pretty Starjammery. I do like at the end when spoilers, when the New Mutants get arrested, there's the ad for the lawyer, the space lawyer. I thought that was pretty cool. But overall, not my favorite Dawn of X comic, but I think it is for a certain audience, and I will be picking this one up because I'm kind of a completionist and I want to read all of the Dawn of X and Jonathan Hickman's run on the X-Men. And since he wrote this, and I'm not sure how much he will be writing this because it is written with a co-writer, Ed Brisson, but I will be following this, and hopefully I'll connect with it a little bit more. But now I'm off to read X Force #1. All right. Wow. Now this is a comic book. So this one, X Force #1 by Benjamin Perry, is really good, and there's some crazy twists and turns in here. So first, I would like to comment on the art, and like the New Mutants, I think it has a very unique visual style, which I really like. Yeah, very, very unique style. Now, I also got to say, some of the characters in this I'm not super familiar with. Black Tom Cassidy, for instance. I'm not really sure what he's from. I think he's just like an X-Men villain from years past. I'm not quite sure who Sage is either, or Healer. But, I like seeing some of the classic X-Men in here. This feels like one of the only ones where the team isn't together by the end of the issue. And, there's Quentin. He's on the cover, but he's not even in this comic really at all. But they really did a good job with some of the classic X-Men: Jean Grey, Beast, Wolverine, Colossus. It's good to see them together. And of course, there's gonna be spoilers in this review. So yeah. First off, the Marauders show up in this comic, which I thought was really cool. But the island Krakoa gets attacked by some mercenaries, and they wreak havoc on the island. And spoiler, but they end up killing apparently Professor X in the very end, which is quite a nice twist. Because you kind of feel safe when the mercenaries are attacking. They're killing some rando mutants and stuff. There's a lot of bloodshed, but the stakes aren't super high because you feel like they can just be brought back through the Five and Professor X and all that. However, when Professor X dies in the end, it kind of puts a hold on the whole resurrection thing. So I'm not quite sure how permanent this is going to be. You know, Professor X and Magneto and I guess Apocalypse, they all seemed like they had a lot of contingencies going into the whole Krakoa thing because you got all your X-Men in one place. So you'd figure that Professor X would have a backup in case he got X'd out somehow. So I'm sure this isn't permanent, but it is a really cool start to the series. I can't wait to see how this team finally comes together. I have to put it up there, one of my favorites. I still think Marauders is the best premiere issue in the Dawn of X, but this is a close second. You know, Marauders just had a tone I liked more. Now this book, X-Force, has a very prominent tone too, but Marauders kind of feels like classic, fun X-Men. It's very lighthearted. But yeah, this is a very cool issue. Can't wait to see what's up next. So it looks like next week, yeah, the very last page here, it does look like Quentin, you can't even see it's in black and white, but it looks like Quentin is there, so apparently he's coming next issue. It looks like next week we have the last of the premiere issues for Dawn of X. We got the Fallen Angels #1, followed by X-Men #2 by Jonathan Hickman. Now, I gotta say, the New Mutants, it definitely feels like it's a passion project for Jonathan Hickman. Something he just wanted to do, which is very cool. I was gonna also show you guys this. I got all the. Let's see. Yeah, I liked these variants. I got all of them so far, with like the X faces on here. My daughter, my 6-year-old, really likes seeing how these come together and get put together. And so I'm not a big variant guy, but I like some of these variants. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week.